What if your child has been practicing decision making all along and school actually shut it down? Or maybe you have without even realizing it because it felt more efficient, or because your patience was running thin, or because you thought you could see the handwriting on the wall and you wanted to head off the disaster that you were sure that was coming. But kids do weigh out their choices. They think about what they're willing to risk, what they might gain, and whether it's worth it. That's cost benefit thinking. But when adults step in too quickly, whether it's a teacher with a system or a parent just trying to keep the peace, that natural process gets interrupted. So today, let's talk about what cost benefit thinking really is, why hesitation is not laziness, and how unschooling gives kids a chance to build real autonomy. I'm Sue Patterson, and this is the Unschooling Mom to Mom podcast. I'm bringing short unschooling pep talks to you to help you see that unschooling works, and more importantly, how and why you should unschool your kids. Now, some of you are just thinking about unschooling. Maybe you're currently homeschooling more traditionally, but could use some more options. Or maybe your kids are still in school and you're wondering if this might be a better choice altogether. Maybe you're already unschooling, but you just need a little encouragement each week. After nearly 30 years and 3 grown unschoolers of my own, I'm here to show you what works and what doesn't. So this week, I want to talk with you about your kids' decision-making abilities and this thing called cost-benefit analysis. So you usually hear that term, cost-benefit analysis, in business. The goal there is profit. Will the expense be justified by the return? But in life, it's simply asking, what will this cost me in time or energy or comfort or risk? And what might I gain in fun or learning or connection or pride? So we do it all the time as adults. Do I cook or order out? Do I take on this project or not? And kids do it too if we let them. But school trains kids out of it. In school, you're told what to do for everything. There's one right answer. The bell tells you when you're done. The teacher's approval signals success. You raise your hand and you wait to be called on. It's efficient. It keeps things moving. But it also spoon feeds kids and shuts down a really important question like, what matters most to me? And is it worth it? And in school at home homeschooling, it doesn't change much. Kids are led through topics that they may or may not care about. They're told they can't get to their own passions until the curriculum is finished. The parent needs to be satisfied. The boxes need to be checked. That's not autonomy. It's just school, relocated to the dining room table. But it's hard to make that shift. The system wasn't designed with individuality in mind. It was built for efficiency, training compliant workers and moving large numbers from point A to point B. But we don't live in the industrial age anymore. We're in the information age, and schools haven't caught up. That's part of why kids leaving school or school like homeschooling often hesitate. They simply haven't had much practice making decisions that matter to them. And it's here I want to pause, because if this feels familiar to you, your child hesitates, or you wonder if they'll ever take initiative, you are not the only parent with those worries. Inside my Creating Confident membership, this is a common conversation. On our Zoom coaching calls and in our private WhatsApp group, parents are comparing notes, noticing when hesitation is actually practice, and reminding each other to focus on partnership instead of conformity. It's a relief to see that you're not alone, and it's where real change happens. So let's circle back to that idea that hesitation is practice. When you hand decision-making skills back to your kids, don't be surprised if they hesitate. That pause, it's not laziness, it's practice. It's where they're asking, what will this cost me? What will I gain? Sometimes they'll say no. Sometimes they'll jump in. Both are valid. Both are practice. And over time, that pause becomes confidence. They learn to trust themselves. So let's think of some everyday examples, like a sports team. The cost is practice time and possible embarrassment. The benefits, friendships, fitness, fun. Let's think about messy art projects. The costs, cleanup, finding all the supplies. The benefit, more fun, expression, creativity. Or let's think about video games. The cost could be frustration. The benefits are problem solving, connection, entertainment, and learning. Okay, let's think about social outings. The cost could be nerves or energy level, but the benefit could be feeling a sense of belonging with others or making memories. Unschoolers have been doing this all along. They've weighed out the pros and the cons. They've changed their minds. They've made mistakes and learned to treat them as data, not disasters. And the result? They're not paralyzed by fear of doing it wrong. They've been trusted to navigate uncertainty. Then, as young adults, they trust themselves to do it again. People often comment about grown unschoolers and how they have so much confidence. I don't really remember having a lot of confidence as a young adult in my early 20s. But those grown unschoolers have been practicing with weighing things out, seeing mistakes as data and not the end of the world. It was built into their childhoods, and you can build it into your kids' childhoods too. So if you're worried your child isn't showing initiative, remember, hesitation is practice. Cost-benefit thinking is how autonomy grows. And if you'd like more support while you navigate this shift, come join us in my membership group. You'll find parents prioritizing partnership over conformity, connection over standardized learning. And you can be part of a real community for this journey. Mindset shifts are hard, but doing it with other people on the same path can make this all so much better. So take care. Have a good week. Happy unschooling.